Every day, billions in goods move between Canada and the U.S., sustaining one of the world's strongest trade partnerships. Yet for decades, this flow has depended on outdated infrastructure, most notably the Ambassador Bridge, built in 1929, which can no longer meet modern demands. Enter the Gordie Howe International Bridge, a game-changing project set to open in September 2025. Spanning the Detroit River, it will connect Detroit and Windsor with a modern, high-capacity crossing. Uniquely, the entire project, including U.S. components, is being funded by Canada. Why? Because for Canada, the investment secures a vital trade route, reduces delays, and reflects a smart, strategic vision for long-term economic growth and international cooperation. Why a new bridge was needed? The importance of the Detroit-Windsor corridor to North American trade cannot be overstated. It serves as a central gateway for freight transportation, handling approximately 25% of all truck-based trade between Canada and the United States. For decades, the Ambassador Bridge fulfilled this function alone, but as cross-border commerce grew, so did the strain on its aging infrastructure. Located within densely populated city streets and owned by a private entity, the bridge faced limitations that made it vulnerable to congestion, safety risks, and even political disputes. By the early 2000s, authorities on both sides of the border recognized the need for a new publicly controlled crossing. Canada in particular advocated for a more efficient connection, one that would link Highway 401 directly to Interstate 75 without passing through local streets. This led to the Detroit River International Crossing Initiative, which concluded that a second bridge was not only desirable but essential for economic stability and growth. The project was met with intense resistance from the owners of the Ambassador Bridge, but the momentum for public infrastructure ultimately prevailed, setting the foundation for what would become the Gordie Howe International Bridge. The vision behind the Gordie Howe International Bridge. Named after Canadian hockey legend Gordie Howe, the Gordie Howe International Bridge is more than just a transportation link. It's a powerful symbol of innovation and cross-border partnership. Spanning about 1.5 miles across the Detroit River, the bridge will feature a 2,800-foot cable-stayed main span, the longest of its kind in North America. The bridge includes 6 lanes for vehicles, 3 in each direction, and a rare toll-free multi-use path for pedestrians and cyclists. This path will connect Michigan's Iron Bell Trail with Canada's Trans-Canada Trail, offering a unique border crossing experience for non-drivers. 2 A-shaped towers, each 720 feet tall, will define the bridge's skyline. Their subtle curve nods to a hockey stick, honoring Howe's legacy. The bridge's 216 high-tension cables will support the deck while allowing a 150-foot clearance for river traffic. The project extends beyond the span itself. On the U.S. side, a 167-acre customs complex in Detroit's Delray neighborhood will connect to I-75. Canada's 130-acre port of entry will link directly with Highway 401 via the route. Honorable Herb Gray Parkway, ensuring smooth traffic flow for travelers and commerce alike. Cultural and environmental features enhance the design, including public art by Douglas Kaupland, tributes to the Underground Railroad, sound barriers, green spaces, and wildlife fencing, reflecting a strong commitment to sustainability and community. Construction timeline and engineering excellence. Construction of the Gordie Howe International Bridge began in July 2018, led by Bridging North America, a consortium of Dragados Canada, Fluor Corporation, and Aecon under a public-private partnership. This model entrusts the team with design, construction, financing, and 30 years of maintenance, ensuring high standards and long-term performance. Early work included land clearing, utility relocation, and foundation installation. By 2021, both riverbank foundations were complete and tower construction was underway. The U.S. Tower reached its full height in August 2023, followed by the Canadian Tower in December. The bridge deck was constructed using a balanced cantilever method, with segments extended from each tower until they connected in June 2024, completing the main span. By mid-2025, the project is 95% complete, with crews finishing paving, lighting, signage, customs facilities, landscaping, and safety testing ahead of the September opening. Despite pandemic-related inflation and supply chain disruptions, the project stayed largely on track. A $523 million cost increase brought the total to $4.7 billion, but efficient planning helped avoid major delays. Financing a cross-border marvel. One of the most extraordinary aspects of the Gordie Howe International Bridge is how it's being funded. The entire project is being financed by the Government of Canada, including the construction of the U.S. Customs facilities. Under a bilateral agreement, Canada will recover its investment by collecting tolls from vehicles entering Canadian territory. Interestingly, vehicles traveling into the United States will not be charged a toll. This arrangement allowed the project to proceed without relying on U.S. federal or state funding, thereby avoiding legislative gridlock and political delays. While the U.S. is not contributing financially to construction, American customs personnel will operate the port of entry on their side once the bridge is completed. The public-private partnership between the Windsor-Detroit Bridge Authority and Bridging North America ensures long-term oversight, accountability, and performance, while community benefit funds have been allocated to support neighborhoods on both sides of the border. These funds have gone toward job training, public space improvements, and home renovation grants for families affected by construction. Overcoming obstacles and controversies. The path to building the Gordie Howe International Bridge has not been without challenges. The most vocal opposition came from Manuel Matti Moroun, the owner of the Ambassador Bridge, who aggressively fought the new project through lawsuits, political lobbying, and public campaigns. His primary argument was that a publicly funded bridge would unfairly compete with his private business. However, after years of legal battles, courts dismissed these claims and construction moved forward. In addition to legal opposition, there were concerns from local communities, particularly in Detroit's Delray neighborhood. Residents voiced objections related to noise, pollution, and displacement, prompting the implementation of mitigation strategies such as noise-reducing barriers and community development programs. Budget increases also drew criticism from political observers and fiscal watchdogs, especially as costs climbed from an original estimate of $4.2 billion to $4.7 billion. Nevertheless, these issues are common in projects of this magnitude and have been managed transparently. The bridge's transformational impact. Once operational, the Gordie Howe International Bridge will deliver far-reaching benefits that extend well beyond improved traffic flow. It will drastically enhance the efficiency of cross-border trade by providing a direct connection between Highway 401 in Ontario and Interstate 75 in Michigan, reducing delays and improving logistics for freight companies. As traffic is diverted from the older Ambassador Bridge and the Detroit-Windsor Tunnel, congestion in urban areas will decrease, resulting in lower emissions and improved air quality. The inclusion of a toll-free path for pedestrians and cyclists offers a new way for people to experience and cross the international border, promoting sustainable transportation and tourism. The project also reflects a deep respect for the region's cultural heritage, with design features that celebrate indigenous communities and the history of the Underground Railroad which passed through this part of North America. Community benefit programs have already made a tangible impact, creating apprenticeships, funding environmental projects, and supporting local residents through skill development initiatives. A vision for the future. As its opening approaches, the Gordie Howe International Bridge stands as a testament to what nations can achieve through cooperation. More than just infrastructure, it represents economic revitalization, regional growth, and international partnership. Managed under Canada's long-term stewardship, toll revenues will support operations and community enhancements, ensuring lasting benefits. The bridge is expected to spur investment in logistics, tourism, and manufacturing throughout the Windsor-Detroit region. Its innovative design, environmental mindfulness, and seamless connectivity offer a blueprint for future cross-border projects worldwide. In a time when global collaboration is often challenging, this bridge serves as both a functional and symbolic connection, linking countries, economies, and communities. Rising above the Detroit River, it is built not only of steel and concrete, but of shared vision and lasting commitment to a more connected future. And that wraps up our deep dive into the incredible story of the Gordie Howe International Bridge. If you found this video informative and enjoyed the journey, make sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.